Welcome everyone. This is our fourth video on the lecture series of weekly legal updates. In this video, we will be discussing important legal events from 16 November to 21st November 2020. In first important news, the court has said that if no prejudice has been caused to the accused, then lack of prior consent from state government would not vitiate the CBI investigation. In the case of Vertico Marketing and Investment Private Limited versus CBI, the court has noted that the CBI investigation is not vitiated merely for not obtaining prior consent of the state government under Section 6 of the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946, unless it is shown that prejudice has been caused to the accused. In the present case, the accused persons have not been able to establish either the prejudice caused or miscarriage of justice. In second important news, the court has said that while dismissing second appeal, the High Court is not required to frame substantial question of law. In the case of Kirparam versus Surendra Dev Gaur, the court has said that the formulation or reformulation of substantial question of law in second appeal only arises if there are some questions of law. Mandate of Section 100 CPC does not arise in the absence of any substantial questions of law. In third important news, the court has said that registered documents to be presumed genuine and the onus to prove otherwise is on the person who challenges it. The court in the case of Ratan Singh versus Nirmal Gill has reiterated the position that a registered document shall be presumed to be genuine and the onus to prove otherwise shall lie on the person who challenges the validity of the registered document. In fourth important news, the Central Administrative Tribunal has said that the scope of Article 15 Clause 3 is wider than Article 16 Clause 4. While deciding a case of Ranveer Singh and another versus Union of India, the principal bench of Central Administrative Tribunal at New Delhi has upheld the 80% reservation given in favor of women nurses in AIIMS. The tribunal has further said that the scope of Article 15 Clause 3 is much wider than Article 16 Clause 4 and the 50% ceiling limit as mandated by the Indira Sawhney judgment does not apply to Article 15 Clause 3. In fourth important news, the court has said that default bail granted either illegally or erroneously can be cancelled by the High Court under Section 439 Clause 2 of CRPC. The Supreme Court in the case of Venkateshan Balasubramanian versus the Intelligence Officer DRI Bangalore has said that default bail granted under Section 167 Clause 2 of CRPC, whether illegally or erroneously, can be cancelled by the High Court under Section 439 Clause 2 of CRPC. In fifth important news, the Central Information Commissioner has said that information about husband's income can be sought by the wife under the RTI Act. In the case of Rehmat Bano versus CPIO income tax, the Commission has noted that a wife can seek information about her husband's income under the Right to Information Act of 2005. In sixth important news, the Supreme Court has noted that onus to give explanation is on the residents when death takes place inside the privacy of a house. The court in the case of Jayantilal Verma versus State of Madhya Pradesh upheld the conviction of the accused and stated that the accused is under an obligation to give a plausible explanation regarding the cause of the death in the statement recorded under Section 313 of CRPC, and mere denial could not be the answer in such a situation. In seventh important news, the court has noted that Article 21A envisages that teachers must be meritorious and the best of the lot to guarantee right to education. In the case of Ram Sharan Maurya and others versus State of UP, the Supreme Court has noted that right to education, which is provided under Article 21A, envisages quality education, which in turn signifies that the teachers must be meritorious and the best of the lot. In this case, the court was hearing appeals against setting cutoff for the post of assistant teachers in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Lastly, the court has said that any creditor of a company can seek transfer of winding up proceedings in High Court to National Companies Law Tribunal. The court in the case of Mrs. Caledonia Jute and Fibers Private Limited versus Mrs. Axis Nirman and Industries Limited has noted that Section 434, Clause 1C, Proviso 5 of the Companies Act permits any creditor to seek transfer of winding up proceedings in a company court to NCLT. This brings us to the end of our video. Please subscribe to our channel for more legal updates.